Good morning, everyone. This is Lynn Sugiyama speaking on behalf of the Arizona Buddhist Temple here in Phoenix, Arizona. I want to thank you for watching us on the Arizona Buddhist Temple Facebook webpage and also on the YouTube channel Dharma in the Desert. Today, we're here to commemorate our loved ones who have passed away during this month. This is our December Shotsuki Hoyo. Again, this is our memorial service to remember our loved ones. So without further ado, I'd like to go ahead and read the names that we have for the month of December. This is in memory of Kazuko Fujiki Goodman, in memory of Noju Hayashi, Robert Ginichi Hayashi, Yayamon Hikida, Mitsuhiko Hirata, Kotaro Hirohata, Takeshi Ishikawa, Masae Kajimura, Jeffrey Kajita, Sukeichi Kawakami, Sobe Kobayashi, Hirasaburo Madokoro, Shizuyo Matsumoto, Junjiro Matsuo, Fukutaro Mizokami, Kengo Nakata, Philip Nita, Nobue Oka, Mary Okabe, Tetsuo Okabe, Oinosuke Okuma, Rosalind Lee Oaks, Rai Sato, Hidetoshi Shinjo, Setsuko Suzuki, Ditaro Taraji, Yoshikichi Tsutsumida, and Tomiko Yamamoto. These are the names that we have for the month of December. If any name has been left off, please let me know at 602-278-0036. This is our list. Please join me in Gassho in our memory. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you for listening. Let's now listen to the Dharma talk from Reverend Greg Gibbs from the Pasadena Buddhist Temple. He is our supervising minister for the Arizona Buddhist Temple. So let's all listen, and please enjoy your day. Please be healthy and safe. Thank you very much.
Good morning. I'll forego my mask. We're recording here at the Pasadena Buddhist Temple. We have a lovely building, and our friend Alan Goto and my wife Kyoko Kura Gibbs are a good 40-some feet away from me. So excuse me for being unmasked. Wear your masks in public. This is being recorded for us at the Pasadena Buddhist Temple. However, it's being prepared for the Arizona Buddhist Temple, and it is the Dharma talk connected with their Sunday service for December 13th, which will be a culmination of their Shotsuki Hoyo, commemorating those who passed in the month of December, and also Bodhi Day observation, the observation of the awakening, the commemoration of the awakening of Shakyamuni Buddha. And some of you may be viewing this at another time on YouTube or viewing from another location, which is not Arizona or Pasadena, and you are certainly welcome. Thank you. Thank you for viewing this service. We appreciate it very much. On Bodhi Day, the commemoration of the Buddha's awakening, I like to remember that there is a specific tradition that has kept this temple alive, the Arizona temple, for 86 years. That tradition is the Jodo Shinshu tradition, the tradition of saying the Buddha's name aloud in forms like Namo Amida Butsu. I rely upon the source of limitless wisdom and endless life, Namo Amida Butsu. This vocal Nembutsu said not fervently and repeatedly, but occasionally as a recollection of the Buddha's compassion. This is our path. There is no general path. There is no general Buddhism, and this is not a generic temple. The Arizona Buddhist Temple is not a generic temple. It is a Jodo Shinshu temple. the Pasadena temple is not a generic temple. They are Jodo Shinshu Buddhist temples. And the essence of what these temples have been about 86 years in Arizona, 62 or so here in Pasadena, is saying the Buddha's name and letting ourselves be picked up and taken along into the light. However, having said that, I do want to reflect on Shakyamuni, the founder of our tradition. Shakyamuni, the Buddha to be, was the regent-elect, the crown prince in Madhya, a principality in northern India. And at the age of 29, he gave that life up to become a spiritual seeker. He left everything behind, walked penniless, possessionless into the forest to study with the spiritual seekers that he found there. Why would he do that? You know, many of us dream of being wealthy. I buy a lottery ticket about twice a year. I'd like to win the lottery. I wouldn't like to have to do all the trouble of figuring out how to give the money away, which if you've got a big prize, you actually have to do. But he had everything. He had the best food, the nicest home, the most beautiful wife, the most charming son. He had everything, and he left it behind to have nothing to seek for the truth. Now, this leaving behind and seeking was conditioned, caused by the four encounters, as we say, and this is correct, that it was when the Buddha to be, Shakyamuni at the age of 29, realized the inevitability of aging. This was the first encounter. The second realization was the realization of the inevitability of illness, that all biological creatures become weak and ill at times, sometimes an organic failing, sometimes an invasive disease. We all get sick. The third encounter was when he saw a corpse, and he realized that all men, all women, all children, all biological beings die at some point. But the fourth encounter may have been the key encounter, which was the encounter with a sannyasin, a forest dweller. He saw a spiritual seeker who lived in the forest with nothing, just the one robe or two robes, a bowl to beg with, that's it. Two or three possessions in the world, no money, no income. You live if people support you. He saw this man, but he saw a composure about this spiritual seeker that was a clue. This man had a degree of composure. The Buddha wanted even more than that, but this was the clue. The encounter with the renunciate, the spiritual seeker, was crucial. Now, the sutras, the Majjhima Nikaya, mentions two distinct analogies to tell us what the Buddha was looking for when he left home. And the one analogy is that he was looking for a way of living that was wide open. And this is pretty straightforward and easy to understand. He was looking to be free, unburdened, unconstrained. He was looking to enter into the great wide open. That's a Tom Petty song you may know, into the great wide open. The very phrase that he used, the wide open. He wanted a wide open way of living. And after 6 years of studying with about 100 teachers and practicing meditation, austerities, doing philosophical study, he was very close to seeing the deep truth of life, but he was weak because part of the path, as he understood it at that time, was to eat and drink as little as possible. This does make people available to spiritual vision sometimes. And this was the mistake in his path, asceticism. And at 4 p.m., he realized he needed sustenance. He needed food and water. And the way the story is told is he got up from sitting beneath a tree and he walked down to the stream to get a drink of water, and he kind of stumbled on the way. He was so weak from having had so little to eat. And the young woman Sujata saw him and realized what was going on. She went back to her home, made a bowl of rice gruel, and brought this rice to him. And he ate this at 4 p.m., the sutras say. I don't know if it's exactly 4 p.m. or 5 p.m., but the sutras say 4 p.m. He ate that rice gruel. He's ready to return to meditation and philosophical reflection, and he did. Go back under the Bodhi tree. We have a descendant here on the grounds of our temple. I think he got a Bodhi tree in Arizona as well. He sat under the Bodhi tree and he had the strength to go on. And still, about 8 hours later, they say around midnight, he had a wavering of conviction. But he pressed on and went beyond that wavering conviction. And the wavering conviction was followed by another about 5 hours of meditation and philosophical reflection. And at daybreak, shortly after daybreak, Shakyamuni awoke deeply to the truth, which he went on to share with us, which he went on to form this Buddhist tradition out of, that insight. And it's always interesting to me that at daybreak, he was meditating, right? But they say that the Buddha attained enlightenment at the moment that he gazed at the morning star. So it wasn't that he was in this Dharma kind of one-pointed meditation. He was sitting under the tree thinking, reflecting, and meditating. And it's the moment that he's letting his mind drift a little bit, and he looks up to the sky, and there's the morning star, Venus. Did he know it was Venus? I don't know. But that's what it was. It was the planet Venus reflecting light. They called it the morning star in his day. And at that moment, he awoke to the deep oneness of all life. Let me call it that for the moment. Now, those analogies, let me just say, the entering into the great wide open, this is what the Buddha was looking for. The other analogy that he gave was he was looking for a way of life that was complete and perfect, like a polished shell. So I have this Misemono today, polished shell. He was a man of Indian culture, and a man of Indian culture 2,500 years ago, a nicely polished shell spoke to him of completeness, of perfection, of symmetry. So that was, a life that's perfect and beautiful and complete and settled, or entering into the great wide open. Both of these analogies tell us something true about what the Buddha was seeking. The Buddha realized, again, what I would call the oneness of all life, the deep oneness of all life. He attained satori. He attained nirvana. He attained great awakening. These are all different words for the same thing, different phrases. He came to realization with a capital R. He became a Buddha, Jobutsu. He entered into the Dharma Dhatu. He entered into the realm of the Dharma. He attained liberation, moksha, the term used by Buddhists, Jains, and Hindus for the object of our path, moksha, liberation. He attained liberation. If I could tell you just what he saw when he looked at that morning star, I would tell you, but I don't know. And what the tradition he started and nurtured and which continues 2,500 years later tells us, it is something like the deep oneness of all life, the deep connection between all things. Everything is deeply connected. For Buddhists, the oneness of all life means that one thing flows into another and cannot be separated. There are 84,000 ways of being Buddhist, but just not any path will work. Not every perspective will get you there. Becoming a Buddhist involves a profound change, esshin in Japanese, a change of perspective. But where other religions often form their objective in terms of adopting new views, you got to believe this, and you got to think that, and believe that. The esshin, the transformation in Buddhism, is more letting go of your beliefs and moving forward with fewer of them. Whatever the exact realization which Shakyamuni came to on Bodhi Day about 2,500 years ago, it led him to a life of penetrating wisdom and tireless compassion. Of the many teachings which have emerged from the spiritual lineage, about 200 schools still survive, I have strong confidence in the capacity of any of those schools of Buddhism to lead to a better life, to a life pure and complete, like a polished shell, and to a better life the next time out, even after your inevitable biological death. The reality that we encounter in our practice is true and real, makoto no koto, makoto aru koto, shinjitsu no koto, the true and real. Despite the fact that our ideas are flawed, despite the fact that our analogies are imperfect, maybe an ancient Indian person would look at this polished shell and go, a polished shell, oh, I get it. I don't get it that way. It was the Buddha's words, so I revere it. But a polished shell is a polished shell to me. The Buddha saw it as complete and perfect. Our analogies are imperfect. Our words are imperfect. Our theories are imperfect. reality we encounter is true and real, genuine. Nembutsu no mizo makoto nite owashimasu in colloquial 15th century Japanese. Nembutsu no mizo makoto nite owashimasu. The Nembutsu is true and real. The Nembutsu alone is true and real. The Nembutsu is our contact with what is true and real. This oneness of all life is also the deep connection between all things. I hope you'll come to the Arizona Buddhist Temple when things are better. I hope you come to the Pasadena Buddhist Temple if you're out here on the coast when the pandemic draws back. Join us anytime you wish in cyberspace. Join us as soon as possible in real face-to-face communication. People come to our tradition for more than one kind of reason. There are spiritual needs, such as the Buddha felt, this need to have a more complete, perfect, balanced, symmetrical life, like a polished shell. This need to enter into the great wide open. But some come for social reasons, and that is a good thing too. Any reason you turn on this Dharma message, any reason you come to the Arizona Buddhist Temple, any reason you come to the Pasadena Buddhist Temple is a good reason so far as we're concerned. But our core Sangha are those who are saying the Nembutsu, who are focused on the Nembutsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu. I rely upon the source of limitless wisdom and endless life. Our core community aspires to become Buddhas in our next life. Those who are traveling the Nembutsu path with us now will find new lives in the future. And that Nembutsu gives us a chance, Namo Amida Butsu, as our contact with the true and real. The Nembutsu path as an engagement with what is genuine. It allows us to draw back a little from the greed, anger, and foolishness, the fears in our life, and to let grow in our hearts, minds, and bodies just a little bit more of the wisdom, kindness, and compassion that we are heir to. Living in light of the Buddha's vow, saying the Nembutsu occasionally, gives us a chance to live well, more fully, more happily, more productively. All we're saying is give the Nembutsu a chance. But it is our Osebo service. It is, I think, you know, Osebo in Arizona, I don't know. It is your Shotsuki Hoyo and your Bodhi Day service. And I would like to thank you for inviting me to deliver the Dharma message for this Bodhi Day service. Today I just talk. Lynn Sensei, Michael Sensei, Vaughn Sensei will do the chanting. They will read the names of your loved ones. I thank you for joining us for this combined cyber service for the Arizona Buddhist Temple in its 86th year, recorded here at the Pasadena Buddhist Temple in its 62nd year. I thank you for observing this service. I thank you for joining us. Those who are of a mood to, if I may ask you, join me in Gasho, a posture of respect and peace, in saying the Buddha's name. We rely upon the source of limitless wisdom and endless life. Namo Amida Butsu, 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 Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you very much.